Hi there fellow guitarists, welcome to today's tutorial. This tutorial is for the theme song to the OST from Schindler's List, which was a very famous movie that came out, well, quite a few years ago now. I can't even remember when, but it's been a lot longer than I thought. And this is actually a request. I've had a few people ask me to do this, and it's a pleasure to be able to do it for you at last. I know it's been a long time coming, and some of you out there may send me requests to play songs or pieces. And I try, but you know, there's just so much work in some of them and I just can't get to them, or maybe some are just too difficult or too obscure. But I do listen to all of the requests that you send me, believe it or not. I've even got my own special playlist, and if someone sends me a request, I go and find it, and then I put that into that sub-request playlist, and I am steadily kind of working my way through it, but it's only getting bigger and bigger and bigger. But anyway, I've managed to get to this one. Before we start it, this has a very unusual tuning. I've never come across it before. It has a drop C. So, you know, most of us are familiar with drop D when you tune the 6th string down just one tone. But in this case, it's tuned down 2 tones to a C. Or, in this case, I would normally use 3rd, but this one's tuned down as well. But that's C. So it's an octave away from this one. Alright, so this 6th string is tuned down to C, and the 5th string is tuned down 1 tone to G. You do need to know how to tune your guitar down this low. So you're going for an octave lower than a C. Remember, it's normally there, but because this is down a tone, it's going to be there. Okay. And this is down to G. Just before we get into it, there's some tricky bits in the song. I'm not going to make any pretenses. It's a lot harder than it sounds actually, and there's some big stretches in the left hand, and there's a kind of complicated section in the right. This has been taken from John Williams' version of John Williams' version. I know it sounds kind of weird, but John Williams is the composer for this. He also did Star Wars. It's probably his most famous soundtrack. And the guitar player that made this transcription is also called John Williams, one of the world's most famous classical guitar players ever. I've changed it a little bit. There's some parts that I thought were in the violin part that he didn't include in his transcription, and I've put them in. Just for a bit of variation. I mean, that's a beautiful thing with transcriptions. You can do it however you like, as long as you kind of stay true to the melody. Some orchestral parts, some of us think some parts are important, others don't. There's no strictly correct way to do a transcription. I've changed his slightly. The left hand, as I said, there's a few long stretches in there, and one of the things that's difficult about this piece is holding melody notes while you're changing chords underneath. The same can be said for a lot of classical pieces like Cavatina, for example, which I have a series of tutorials for. But this one in particular, I found when I was learning it, that I was really kind of struggling just to keep those melody notes held while I was changing chords underneath. That's one of the tricky ones. And another part that I do, this isn't in the original transcription, I've made some harmonics. You know, that kind of thing. I thought it just changed up the piece a little bit more. If you like this video, please destroy that like button and also subscribe to the channel. It helps me out a lot. And remember, there's some free tabs, sheet music score for this one as well. There's a link in the description and it'll help you with the learning process with this piece. Anyway, let's smash this. It starts with an open D, 4th string. Then that's an open G. Remember, this is open G now. And 5th fret on the D string, and 3rd fret on the G and B strings. Then you're going to go. Then we've got this. Then 3 on the G string, then open D string. Then, this is one of those big stretches I was telling you about. As you can see, that's quite a massive stretch there. I'm using my first 2 fingers here like this. Some people might feel more comfortable with the 1st and 3rd. It's entirely up to you how you want to do that. That's 1st fret on the D string and 3rd fret on the G string. And an open C. Remember, this is C now, not E anymore. Then to the 5th fret on the G string. Remember, this is G. Then you're going to move this up to the 5th fret on the 6th string and play the same notes. So you've got, that's 6th string, 4th and 3rd strings together. Then that's 2nd fret on the G string and 1st fret on the B string. From the beginning. Then, alright, so let's just tackle that bit. That's basically a full bar across 5 strings at the 3rd fret, and 3rd finger on the 5th fret of the G string, and you're going to play 5, 4, 3, 2. Then that finger comes off and you play 3rd fret on the G string. Then a full bar at the 2nd fret, and that's, and 2nd fret on the 6th and 3rd strings together. So that's 6, 4 and 3 strings. From the beginning. Then back to the 1st chord. So you do that again. Then we're doing this. That's 5th fret on the 5th string, 3rd fret on the G string, and 6th fret on the 2nd string. Play those three together. Then on the B string. Then 5th fret on the G string. So from that second time we come to the beginning chord. Then we have another big stretch here. You can sort of release that, so it's not really like you have to hold that. But 3rd fret on the 4th string, then to 8th fret on the 5th string. From here. That's 5th fret on the 6th string, 7th fret on the D string, together, then 5th fret on the G string. From here. Then we have this little descending run. That's 3rd fret on the 5th string and 4th fret on the D and B strings together. Then you're just going to move this shape down to the 3rd fret, then to the 1st fret, like that. I would recommend holding this note while you do the first shift, like this. Don't do this. Otherwise it sounds a little bit empty. You want to sustain this note here for a little bit longer. Then to the 1st fret, and then finally open D and 3rd fret on the G string together. From the second time, here. That's 2nd fret on the 5th string and 1st fret on the D and B strings together, and an open G as well. Then D string, B string, D string. Then we have this. That is 2nd fret on the 6th string, 3rd fret on the B string, and open D and open G. Then 1st fret on the B string, 3rd fret on the G string and 4th fret on the D string together, and then back to that 1st fret on the B string like this. From this descending part. Then we're going to have another big stretch. That's 7th fret on the D string and a half bar at the 3rd fret across the G and B strings, and also play this open G. Now that is 5, 5, 4 on the D string, then open G, open D. From this descending part. Back to this one, then back to this chord as well. That's all the same, but here, instead of going back to that note there, which was 1st fret on the B string, like this, it's going to do this, which is to the 2nd fret on the G string. I'll just play that from here. Same chord, same chord. Carrying on, that's 3rd fret on the 6th string and 3rd fret on the 5th string, and open D, open G together. Then 3rd fret on the 5th string, open G. That's a full bar at the 2nd fret and 5th fret on the D string. We play the first 4 strings together, then to the 4th fret on the D string. From this part.